and I can prove it. For example, looking back at the January 29th City Council meeting, Vice Mayor Kimberly Ho appointed Councilman Charlie Newman's daughter, Christine, to the Community Services and Recreation Commission. Councilman Charlie Newman appointed Kimberly Ho's son, Weston Side, to the Planning Commission. The appointment of children or relatives of other council members is unethical, creates a conflict of interest, and the consolidation of power within city government. Many cities and businesses refer to this practice as nepotism, and it is not allowed. The remedy is to immediately remove Weston Side and Christine Newen as commissioners. Mayor Trí Tạ appointed Lynn Nguyen to the Traffic Commission. Lynn Nguyen is a reporter for Westminster's oldest Vietnamese language newspaper, translates to the People's Daily News. Mayor Trí Tạ also originally appointed this man, Lynn Nguyen, to the Traffic Commission 2 years ago. It goes against the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics to accept a political appointments from somebody that you report on. Westminster commissioners are also on the city payroll as part-time employees and receive retirement benefits as part-time employees. Look this up in your own budget documents. So, and this next one just really gets me. So on the same day, January 29th, am I supposed to believe that none of you were aware that you were voting to affirm Kimberly Ho's son, Weston Side, to his posting on the Planning Commission, as well as the mayor appointed him to the Citizens Oversight Commission for Mayor SS? Nobody recused themselves from voting on the matter. You voted for your son twice to confirm him. And Charlie voted for his daughter to confirm her. The mayor voted twice to confirm her son. Just what's going on here? This is clearly favoritism and nepotism, and we're not going to stand for this any longer. The remedies here are to immediately remove Lynn Nguyen from his post. He's a reporter, you're kidding me. To immediately remove Weston Side from his 2 positions, which, by the way, apparently no one really went over his application very well because it's pretty puffed up. And we have to remove Charlie's daughter, Christine. Thank you.
Next speaker is Tony Rui, followed by David Johnson.
Good evening, every people. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I am a resident of Westminster for 20 years, and 2 years ago, I sit on that platform as the planning commissioner. Okay, and I was appointed to be serving, and I learned that there is no rules. That means all mayor and city council has the right to appoint any people that he or she deemed to be capable to work effectively for the city. So the reason you bring up the issue, which also already violate the right of the people who have the right to appoint people to work for the city. 4 years ago, Miss Margie Rice appointed her own daughter sitting on the city commissioner, planning commissioner. Why did not any of you bring up the issue? Why? Why at this time you bring the issue? Is that because of your jealousy of the Vietnamese community? That's not really right. This is the fair and equal opportunity for all to work together. Don't bring the issue of ethics or corruption. That is from Mr. Tài Đỗ. Are you good in ethics or in corruption? Because you cannot control your family. You create a lot of problems for your own wife and your own sons. That is ethics. You should be ethical officer to work for the city. From the time you come to this city, you create more problems, more disturbances for the city based on corruption. But you yourself, corrupt in the mind, corrupt in the action. You cannot control your family. Your wife complaining and you go with others flirting. I had the email showing that you have extra marital with other people. There. That is why.
You cannot get into any personal information or anything with the council. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Because I learned that from Confucius. They say the first thing you have to good for yourself, tu thân, and the next thing tề gia. That means you have to be good to your family, and then you will be trí Tất. That means you have to go out to the public. And then you can bình thiên hạ, that means you can work for pacify the society. And you fail on the first step. And then you tell the people to be ethics. So whoever is not good should cast the first stone. That is Jesus. Tell all of us. Don't be corrupted in the mind. And try to be good for yourself and your family before you tell the people to shape up. That is what I said today. So nobody can influence or dictate the mayor or the city council on their right to appoint people. So if you are no, I have 54 seconds. Please listen.
We still have 45.
So if Maggie Rice appointed her daughter to serve as planning commissioner, where were you? Are you coward?
We were here.
That's why I come here to bring my point of view. Please be fair and show that you are competent. You have capability to compete with those people here rather than throw dirt on them. That's it. That is what I have in this case.
David Johnson, resident of 12 years. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I do want to state that when Margie appointed her daughter, that I did speak against it. I did post on Facebook that it was inappropriate, and at the last meeting, I mentioned then that it was inappropriate as well. Also, there's been some complaints, and again, using Facebook, two people from our Vietnamese community stated, "Oh, we have too many people that are Vietnamese on our Vietnamese Americans that are on our city council. We can't keep doing that." And it was me who said, "No, that's not the case. What your background ethnicity is irrelevant. We could have all Vietnamese Americans, and that would be perfectly fine. What we need is servant leaders who are critical thinkers and ethical, who could agree to shared principles. That's what's important, not your racial background." Addressing the code of ethics, Vice Mayor Ho stated that there were at least 3 reasons that she would want to create something different. One was because I helped draft it, and I think Councilperson Nguyen said this as well, that I was biased because I was creating something for myself as a commissioner. I wrote a letter, and I'm sure all of you have received it, that showed a timeline to prove that I was completely done with any input on the code of ethics before I was a commissioner. And if you'd like to see any of those emails and correspondence, you'd have a timeline, you'd see that. Another one was that it was too long. Well, when the assistant city attorney and I met, we used many examples from different cities. We didn't write the code of ethics. We combined different parts from many different code of ethics from different cities. And there were 5 or 6 code of ethics, more than others, and all 5 of those ended up being longer than ours was. Ours is actually shorter. You need to understand the scope. It's not just a code of ethics for the city council, it's also a code of ethics for commissions, boards, and committees. And it's not just a code of ethics, it's also a code of conduct. And as the assistant city attorney mentioned last time, he said code of conduct is much larger because it will show you different examples of what you should do and shouldn't do. So I wanted to address that, is that we took everything from other areas. The only things that we did add, and I did mention this to you as well, was in the introduction, just some setting the tone of being servant leaders, that kind of introduction. Those are the only things that were really added. Everything else came from others. We did reword it in a way, and most of that was done by the assistant city attorney. He did a fantastic job of rewording it to make it more professional. I think it's the gold standard. So that being said, I did want to address one thing though. I won't reiterate everything that was said by others because I agree to a lot of it. But one thing that you should know is that there is a California superintendent of education who saw an appointment to commission of Mr. Lin Nguyen and said, "I hardly ever do this, I hate to do this, but I must say I need to disqualify him as a commissioner because it's a conflict of interest to be a reporter and report on what you're doing in governing." And so even at the state level, Mr. Lin Nguyen was disqualified from being a commissioner, and after that period, he was brought back to be commissioner here in the city. I just want to show you that timeline of what we're dealing with here. My hope is that everyone will understand from their mistakes and apologize. And with that, I'd like to apologize to you. I did make a statement, and I regret it, that I said I suspect something is wrong, and that somebody on the council, or at least I inferred somebody on the council, asked the city manager and assistant city manager to attend that meeting when we created it with the city attorney. And I've been notified by Mr. Manfro that that wasn't the case, that it was actually the city attorney who asked him to attend because he thought it would be best practice. So I apologize twice, and I take responsibility for that, and that was inappropriate. I would like you to consider the same thing as an example, in being ethical of if you make a decision and now in retrospect you say it's wrong, as people that are ethical and want to do the right thing, that are servant leaders, that you would follow the same thing and make an apology. So I hope you accept mine, and I appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Lan Kwok Nguyen, followed by Mark Lawrence.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and staff. My name is Lan Nguyen. I'm a member of the Board of Education for the Danbury Unified School District. I'm also a lawyer. I have my office located right here on PhoBolsa for almost 25 years. So I'm very well versed in this practice of the City of Westminster today. Today, for the first time, someone object to council member appointing their children to commission, but I knew all along council member made Martin Rice and other members as well appointing their children to the committee, and no one checked that. How come for the first time the Vietnamese member coming up and appointing continue their practice, then someone checked that I have that issue with that. And also looking through the code of ethics, it sounds really good for the intention, but it doesn't do good for the resident in the City of Westminster for several reasons. Number one, it prevents the council member from interacting with the staff, which is a good thing and a healthy thing for a functioning organization like the City of Westminster. It does prevent the council member from seeking a quick resolution to on behalf of residents, something very ordinary, very usual for the staff to do. I consider council member, the city manager is just like the manager for any business. And council member, like it for lack of term, this case the owner, I don't see how in a situation where having the manager at the restaurant and the owner happen to be there, I don't know why the owner cannot tell the waiter to bring the water to the customer waiting here, waiting too long. Why don't you just turn down and say a little bit, the sun is too bright, too hot to the customer. I don't see why the customer and the owner cannot do that on behalf of the customer there, because they all function the same way. So we went in the communication between the council member to the staff. It actually penalized the council member who are elected to serve the need of the residents. And also, there's a provision in the code itself. It prevent council member from having their personal knowledge unless the information presented at the hearing. And I don't see how the council member cannot use their personal knowledge and experience in applying the decision. They don't have to. You don't expect a resident to present all information before they can make a decision based on that information. This is not wrong. This is not a courtroom where if you don't present the evidence, you lose. That is wrong way to do that. So a member can be entitled to apply their personal knowledge to do that. And if you prevent council member from using their personal knowledge and from giving all that function to protect and serve the resident, you prevent the council member from responding to the need of the residents. Because the council member, after all, they are elected by people to serve the need of the residents and the residents here. City manager, even if he's their opponent, he's not elected by people. Doesn't have to be responsive to the need of the residents. So that's why it's very important for the council member to preserve that function, unless it's actually with the staff, communication with staff, to ask them what's going on, how's it doing, why is it things happen out. It's a normal function, a normal thing for any functioning organization. And there's a provision in the code that say why it prevent the council member from influence the staff and make a decision on appointment or contracting. The point is the council member are elected to serve the need of the resident, to serve the city. So it is the function of the council member to have an input in how the staff do their job. So if the council member cannot give input, the council member can sit and wait until the end. It's just too late for that. If that code goes into place, it turn the head around on the function of election, on the function of democracy. How come elected member cannot do what they're supposed to do?
Sir,
Sorry, my time's up.
your time is up.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members,
Mr. Bettenhausen, Member Chief. Well, I've seen some and heard some imbecile comments before with the last speaker. Oh my. Well, I'm going to read a definition, Webster's Compact Dictionary. And the word I'm going to choose, nepotism, seems to be a favorite word tonight. This is what it states. Favoritism shown in hiring, of a relative. We got a serious problem here. I've lived in this city for 48 years. You all know me, you all know what I'm about. And I'll tell you, to have rancorous conduct done to our town in such a up-in-your-face manner, everybody takes offense to it. You need to realize that. You need to realize that you're playing with fire and you're going to get burned because this town is on edge. The town has been split in two. And it's not good. It's not good. And to have insolence publicly uttered at one of our council members, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've never seen a member of our community throw insults at a council member so personally as that gentleman did tonight. It's terrible. No, it's not and everybody knows that I can get pretty whipped up. I've absolutely come to crossroads with some of the council members, but at one of the latest events, one of the council members came up to me and said, "Mark, you disagree with us, but you've always showed respect, and I appreciate that from that council member." But to have this happening, folks, I mean, can't you see the damage this has done? The unequivocal damage done to our town for those that have lived here for so long and care and love our city. We don't love what we see, love what we hear. And having friends and family members equates to a T-Mobile cellular plan. That might be okay then, but not now. And yes, I have voiced opinions in the past about family members and friends being appointed to commissions, but I thought we'd move past that. I mean, the Vietnamese community are a very honorable, traditional community. I live on the verge of Little Saigon on Magnolia and McFadden. Almost all my neighbors are Vietnamese. I'm probably one of the only original members on that block. March 1st, 1971, I watched the fall of Saigon from my TV at age 9 years old. I'm well aware of what your community went through and what your people went through. We feel it, but we don't like it. And the pain that has been inflicted on some of these folks through personal attacks, please stop it. Please realize that, there's much more that brings us together than divides us in this town. And this is not good. This is not good. So please remember the quote that I made when God appointed David, king of Israel, and said, if you rule with your heart, you will live with your conscience. So please remember, these are people. These are our citizens. This is our community. And to hurl insults and arrows and whatever else you can shove down us, we're not taking it. We're not taking it. Okay, I've never seen it this bad. I mean, I remember one of our former mayors getting arrested for stealing plumbing supplies. I don't know if anybody remembers that. One of our council members had her vehicle repossessed while she was sitting here in the council chambers and went right out that door. We don't want that anymore. We want good, honorable, honest people that will listen to us.
And here's a quick comparison, I have 20 seconds. In Huntington Beach, they have a problem with one of their commissioners. That was in Orange County with Mr. Al. That commissioner was taking it down.
Đây là phía ngoài của tòa thị chính thành phố Westminster, nơi đang diễn ra một cuộc họp về Code of Ethics. Chút xíu nữa đây Nam Quan sẽ đi vô trong liền cho quý vị theo dõi tiếp tục cuộc họp. Và đây là cái chương trình của cái buổi họp hôm nay.
Mr. Contreras stated last meeting, that this code of ethics and conduct, he said it was a perfect document, and I agree with that. Made with excellence, he also used those words. Mr. Contreras, in my experience going through these meetings for the last at least 3 years, he's an honorable man. He's the most unbiased person here. And you should rely on him a lot more for his dedication to honor and unbiasedness. So, thank you for that, sir. But I will ask you to stand firm and don't change anything behind closed doors regarding that code of ethics. Make these three stand before the public in this room and tell us what they disagree with. So let's do a little learning again from the dictionary. The word corrupt, also corruption. There's many descriptions here, but I'll read a few. Utterly reprehensible in nature or behavior. You three have that fitting down pretty good. Ruthlessly seeking personal advantage.
Đây là nghị viên Kimberly Hồ, nghị viên nữ duy nhất ở trong Westminster. Đây là nghị viên Sergio Contreras, người gốc Mexico. Đây là thị trưởng Trí Tạ.
These are all dictionary definitions, and yes, I say all these definitions describe these three very
Đây
well.
là nghị viên Tài Đỗ.
Kimberly Hồ, I think you owe it to us to say,
Còn đây là
what
nghị
is your
viên
beef with this man?
Chí Nguyễn,
You
Charlie
obviously
Nguyễn.
have a personal vendetta. I mean, at that meeting when it was at the end of January, in which he cried and threatened Mr. Doe with a defamation lawsuit, do you despise this man because he's honest and has integrity? That goes against your corrupt soul? What is it? Is it because when he campaigned, that he said he wanted to clean up the corruption in City Hall and you assume he was referring to you? Well, if that made you so angry, and it's not true, and you assumed he was referring to you, I lost my place. If it's not true, then why at every meeting this year you have demonstrated unethical and corrupt behavior? In your words and your actions, you have proven that you're unethical, dishonest, and therefore corrupt by those definitions. You cannot deny it because the proof comes out of your mouth at every single meeting. And I'm going to ask next subject, you and Charlie Gwynn, to answer this when it comes time to your end of the meeting comments. Do you really think it was proper and ethical for you to conspire with each other to appoint each other's children, your grown children, to 2 commissioner positions? Do you really feel that was the right thing to do? Yes, Margie Rice did it, wasn't the right thing to do. Status quo, you sticking to that one? I think you know it's wrong, otherwise you would have appointed your own son, and you would have appointed your own daughter. That shows us that you know it's wrong. I believe that you didn't think that we would find out because your son has a different last name, and your daughter has the most common Vietnamese name, and we wouldn't know about it. The truth always comes out. And I also expect you did not disclose that relationship with Mr. Doe and Mr. Contreras. And they can confirm that also if they even do that. That's just shadiness. Status quo shadiness. That's what you're going with, right? And I also have one more thing. Mr. Jones isn't here, but I have a real problem with Mr. Jones' statement last meeting that if you do, his statement was that if you do approve this code of conduct, that it should reflect the will of you as a council. And you can let Mr. Jones know that that is some BS. The proper ethical conduct is the will of the people, what we expect from you, and not the small will you put on yourselves, which so far is done. As far as you three have been nothing but shady, corrupt politicians, and you need to go.
after Mr. LeBeau is Amy West.
I feel like I'm famous. Hello. I think you know what I'm going to be talking about. What I don't understand, it's got to talk to the city council and the mayor. And we send you emails of several things. And I've only received one phone call from one of you. And we're trying to figure what the problem is. I have a letter here that we send you an email. We've been trying to call you. I think I've called every other day. I'm getting kind of worn out a little bit making the phone call. And just tell you a little thing about rent station and things. We just had a meeting with our state senator on this subject. In fact, he got the proposal for Westminster, and it seems like he's for it. Right now, there's 3 propositions up in the state right now that they're voting on, but it doesn't affect mobile homes, it affects rate control. Right now, I'll just tell you a little story and trying to make it in the 5-minute deal. We've stated that some of the seniors are forced to sell their mobile homes right now and having difficulty finding a place to live. About 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, I couldn't find I lost my job, and I had to live in my car for a month. And it's the most terrible experience I had. My mother lost her Section 8 housing because she was honest to the government, because she was in Section 8, and all of her furniture got put on the street, and I had to make arrangements to get her a place to live. If any of you ever had to live in your home, I wish any of you would have to live in your home for 1 month and see what it's like to move from parking space to parking space, because it's illegal to be on the street with it, and see what the feeling is. I did. And if it keeps on going this way, I'm 82 years old. Within 2 years, the way rents are going up, I might end up doing it again if I'm still around. And I sure don't want it. We put a proposal together right now with the organizations that I'm a member, and we're willing, our attorneys are willing to put it together for you at our cost, not the city's cost. I think Anaheim, Santa Ana, and some of the cities right now are considered rent control. Right now, I want us to get it done. I know you're having that special homes for people that you're making right now, that got approved from the city, but there's only 50 apartments. We got one mobile park right now that is selling it, so you got 130, maybe half of them are low income. They would take up all that room of your 50 right now, if it happened. I want that meeting, and I want that meeting with each one of you. I even went to the Democratic Party meeting last week, and they were even interested in it. They had me speak for 5 minutes. And I want to get down to the Republican Party too and see what we can do. Right now, if this letter that I made out, I'm considering it giving it to the register. right now, but I don't want to do that right now. I want to personally have a meeting with each one of you and our committee. And we'll talk it over, and I think after we do it with you, can I have 2 minutes?
All
1
right,
minute?
sir, because of your issue,
Okay.
really important, so I agree to extend
Okay.
another minute for you, only one.
Thank you very much for your help, and please contact me, or I will continue to contact you. You think, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna call you every day if I have to, until I get something done. So, don't fool around with me, 'cause, I would drive you crazy. Thank you very much for your help, and I hope I get.
Next speaker is Amy West, followed by Dewey Nguyen.
Good morning, good evening, Mayor and Council Member. My name is Amy West, and I want to first and foremost thank Councilman Tài Đỗ for proposed resolution opposing AB 392, which is in section 8.1. And united, we can work together and be positive to support our police. We need the council to be positive, not negative. For the past few months, there have been many negative attacks on the council. These negative attacks drag our city down. They stop progress. The council should be positive so that action can be taken to improve the city and move our city forward. While AB 392 may be well-intended, it has a negative consequence on the police protecting our city. Similarly, while the proposed ethics policy may be well-intended, it has negative consequence for the city. For example, did you know that making personal or disparaging statement is a violation of the proposed policy? And who defines what is personal or disparaging? We don't need this kindergarten playground rules. In fact, no other city in Orange County has a policy with these negative and childish aspects. The city of Huntington Beach, for example, has straightforward one-page policy on ethics, while the city of Westminster have a proposed policy of 14 pages. Let me put the one-page policy.
I apologize, just to reiterate, last week we were having everyone bring the documents that they'd like to put up ahead of time. Oh, this isn't getting this
here. Oh, sorry. Just one page, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you. This 14-page that was proposed for the ethic policy is given power to the mayor and the city council to order the city manager or the city attorney to investigate a violator of the ethic policy, which could be investigating a city commissioner or a city council member, and I don't think that's good. While I don't think our current mayor or our city council would do such a thing, what about the next mayor? What about the next city council? Look at all the investigation and fighting in Washington, D.C. We don't want that in our city of Westminster, at least I don't. And council member and fellow resident of Westminster, do you want that? This policy really needs to be looked at closer. We already have state laws on ethics. I ask that you request the city attorney to look into the question that I have written out. Thank you for your time, and here are the questions. Thank you. Those are the questions I have as I read the new ethics, and there's section C and B, and those are the questions I have. So I know we don't have time for me to ask, so I just printed out and gave it to you. Thank you.
Next speaker is Dewey Nguyen, followed by Ricky Holsey.
Mayor, council members, my name is Dewey Nguyen, former City Westminster Traffic Commissioner. Came here today after listening to everyone regarding nepotism. But my question to everyone here, why wasn't wrong or ethically wrong when Mayor Rice did it? Is it wrong when John F. Kennedy appointed his brother as a United States Attorney General? Was it wrong when the former Governor Jerry Brown appointed his sister to the Commissioner of the California High-Speed Rail? Not just a member, but a chairman of the board itself. Is that wrong?
Yes.
But yet, they got it through. Okay? Was it wrong? Your biggest supporter, Mr. Councilman Dido, Janet, as a council member in Gun Grove, she appointed her husband to the planning commissioner. Then, as a state senator, she hired her sister as part of her staff and paid her pretty damn well. My question is this: I don't care about this stuff. This stuff does not help the city grow or progress, like Amy mentioned earlier. My question is this: what are you doing with the budget, the deficit the city's in right now? Roughly over 30 millions. What are you doing with the homeless situation? Is that being solved? No. What are you doing with all the land that's being condemned? What are you doing with that? Why is this a major issue in a city like this? It should not be. You're elected by the people. You're elected by the people to fix the city problems, not your petty disagreement with the council members and the mayor. That's not your job. Your job is to represent these people and these people, not divide them. But that's what you're doing right now. It's very selfish of you. And same thing with you, Councilman Cacheros. Very selfish, you guys, to do things like this. It's unfair for these residents. They voted you in to help them, not to have your own little agendas. For 220 maybe, 222, who knows, who cares? But your job right now as a council member, you need to do your job, fix the city's deficit and the homeless situations in the city right now. Those are your jobs. Priority. The nepotism, it runs wild every part of the government, from federal to state to city. So there's nothing here that you can, there's no issues here. There's never been. It's just you guys making an issue out of it. But is it my question to the city attorney? Is nepotism illegal? The city attorney, is that illegal? Anyone? Is it illegal? No, it's not. Law is interpreted by individuals who try to interpret for themselves. Same with ethics. Ethics is interpreted by individuals who sees fits with them and against others. That's what ethic is. You have different opinions from me, I have different opinions from you, that's all. But to me, the issue is larger than the nepotism itself. If those individuals are qualified, great. If they're not, fine. Next term around, you put more qualified individual. But other than that, stop putting your attack dogs on attacking the individual who trying to speak their voice, because that's what you're trying to do right now with this individual right here, making comments while others are speaking. That's wrong. You're violating that individual First Amendment. Okay? Stop your attack dogs, because I've faced them before. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ricky Holsey, 27 years I've lived in Westminster, and I'm in shock here. I don't know Councilman Nguyen or Ms. Ho's story, but I know Todd's story. You came from a country where this kind of behavior, where a few minorities take over and control the government, and this is how it starts at this level. And I'm well, you all got my email, I'm sure. This is so wrong. And I can't help but believe, yes, okay, Marjorie, that's in the past, we all agree that was wrong. But we can't do anything else about it, it's done. Okay, but right now, and I can't help but believe that you both knew it was wrong, that's why you had to sneak it, which even makes it even creepier, that you had to sneak it, that he's gonna scratch your back, you're gonna scratch his back. And I'm appalled at it, I'm shocked. And as it was mentioned that the residents are making havoc of our city council. No, the city council's doing a pretty good job doing that themselves. They're making the turmoil. And I think that the ethics needs to be you've proved that we have to have ethics. It has to be done now because this is out of control. I think it's also pertinent that we're able to check the honesty of council members that may not live in the city, may have like homes in Yorba Linda, Northern California, and those are their primary residence, and they've only been a residence here, like a small apartment, just so that they can say they live here. That kind of stuff is, again, sneaky. Anyway, I wasn't gonna speak, but after I hear other people, I'm just getting my blood boiling here. And I love the city. I'm sorry to see it going sideways here. Anyway, thanks.
So do we have any other speaker?
I have no additional speakers.
All right, so I'd like to close oral communication before we move to consent calendar. I'd like to ask city manager how much that the planning commissioner got paid. I believe that planning commissioner got paid only $75 per meeting, and there is no retirement benefit. Am I right?
Yeah, I do not know the stipend amount. It is very small, but they do not receive retirement benefits.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so next up, Vice Chair Ho, you want to speak?
They get a benefit.
Ma'am, I think that you already spoke. Now, we have a lot of items in the agenda. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
It's in your own budget
Ma'am.
document. They get
Ma'am.
part-time pay.
Ma'am.
It's a state law that.
Ma'am, I'd like to keep the meeting in order, ma'am. Can you please sit down, ma'am? Please, ma'am, please, sit down. You already spoke in your oral communication. I want you to respect the meeting, all right?
Well, I didn't know.
Ma'am, please. Next, we have consent calendar. All matter listed under the consent calendar are considered routine and may be approved by a single motion, followed by a roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of this item unless member of the city council or staff request that specific item be removed from the consent calendar for separate action discussion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion second to approve the consent calendar. Vote please.
Motion carried 5-0 to approve the consent calendar.
Next, we have public hearings.
Anyone wishing to speak on an open public hearing is requested to speak to complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance of the council chambers. Please submit the speaker slip to the city clerk. When your name is called, please step to the podium at that time and state your name and address for the record. After the public hearing is open, persons speaking in favor will be heard first, followed by those in opposition, and then those speaking in rebuttal. Only those who've spoken in favor will be permitted to speak in rebuttal. Spokespersons designated to speak in favor or in opposition will have 12 minutes to speak. Thereafter, each person in favor or in opposition will have 3 minutes. The total time for speaking in favor or in opposition shall not exceed 30 minutes. Those speaking in rebuttal will have 3 minutes each, or a total of 20 minutes. The council may use its discretion to allow a speaker to exceed the time limits.
Thank you so much. Item 4.1, adoption of final fiscal year 2019 to 20 annual action plan for community development block grant, CDBG, and Home Investment Partnership Act program federal funds. May I have staff report?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. This evening is the third and final step in the adoption of the annual action plan. This relates to grant funds that are given to us on an annual basis from the federal government. This is our Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, and home funds. We use these funds every year for a myriad of different projects, including some great things we do like Project Shoe, our summer youth program, street improvements, and affordable housing efforts. The program aligns with our 5-year consolidated plan, which is a strategic document to help us make these decisions every year. Since the first public hearing we had on this item in February, we've learned our total grant allocation from the federal government this year is a little below what we received last year. It's decreased about $58,000. We've made minor adjustments to the allocations within for program expenditures as needed. We've also reduced some administrative costs, and then we will have a smaller amount of unallocated funds. We do have some unallocated funds in the budget this year. So I want to make it clear that while we're approving this tonight for the programs and the dollar amounts that are in there, we can amend it. It's not a one shot. So as we go through the year, if there was something that we change, we have the ability to do that.
Well, thank you so much for your presentation. Any input or concerns from members of the council before I open it up to hearing? All right, now